it's your turn to...
Oh, is it for me?
Consider yourself fired.
Why are you winking at me?
Consider yourself fired.
Hello, and welcome to the JT and Drew Show. I'm JT.
And I'm Drew.
And we're two nobodies talking about nothing.
Consider yourself fired.
Hey, bud. Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back, chat.
GPT? Or just...
I'm trying to make it sound like we have an active audience listening to the show live. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, there's for wishful thinking. That's what you do when you start thinking.
Oh.
You wish.
Gregory from the chat says, "Hey, JT, respect the drip." Well, you heard it here first, JT.
Listen, the only time it drips is when I need to go see the doctor.
Well, they're swinging low, sweet chariots, so they may need to go see the doctor soon.
Oh, man. So what's going on today?
Oh, not too much. If you recall, I think I was working, well, how do you say it? Like working through a daydreaming and working. Like I was working and I was there. My eyes were open, but I'm not sure I was really there.
Okay, so kind of like an out-of-body experience.
Kind of like a Biden experience.
Oh my goodness, what happened now?
Yeah. So if you haven't heard, Maui caught fire a while back. And it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Lots of destruction.
So I heard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I'm sure we'll go into more of that later. But Biden decided to show up after a while. You know, I guess I need to go do the thing over there. Make it look like I care. And they were giving like some kind of banquet dinner. Thank you for showing up, everybody. Thanks for helping out. The survivors were getting up and speaking, sharing their stories, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's been a clip that has gone viral, circulating the interwebs, and it looks like he's asleep at the table.
Yes, I have seen this said clip multiple of times.
Now, when I went to go research this clip, it was everything the opposite. And what I mean by that is just about every article that had popped up was talking about how people have falsely claimed that Biden was sleeping at the table, and it's just a right-wing media tactic, and you know, it's just a smear campaign, and how they're trying to do everything they can to dog on Biden, and he wasn't sleeping. They've edited the footage. So I found a site that shows the footage side by side, the so-called edited footage and the unedited footage.
Oh, okay.
And they're pretty much identical. However, the so-called unedited shows a few seconds of clip before the part where it looks like he's sleeping, that the other one didn't. They just started it at, it looks like he's sleeping. So I don't know that it was really, quote, edited. Maybe the clip was split and they just left part of it out, but it wasn't really like, oh, we've doctored this footage to make it look like something that it's not, because that really did happen. Now, whether he was actually sleeping, looking down at his watch, playing thumb war with himself, counting his toes, we don't know. But he definitely looked, the appearance was that kind of like that time when he was on the tarmac, when we were bringing home deceased service members, you know, kind of, well, so is this thing over yet?
He looked down at his watch and, yep, that was the utmost disrespectful thing anybody could ever do.
Yeah, so me personally, that's the vibe that I got from watching both sets of footage, edited, unedited, whatever. You and I both have watched lots of footage of Biden, and there are several times where you comment, you know, he's just not all there.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, he's gone. 100% he's gone.
We are seeing that more and more, and then the media try to cover it up, and try to throw something sweet. Oh, he's just an old man. He's just it's old Grandpa Joe or Uncle Joe, or he's all sweet and kind. And but if you're not black, then you ain't voting for him. You can only do so much for so long before people start to call your bluff. At this point,
let me correct you real quick.
Go ahead.
It was, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
At this point, I think if you're not seeing it, you don't want to see it. It's one thing to see it, acknowledge it, disagree with it, but to totally deny it and try to cover it up, you're doing too much work at this point.
Well, that, and I think it's showing the population, the mass majority population, that the mainstream media is going to do whatever they need to do in order to push whatever agenda that they're trying to push along with the Democratic Party. And it's not just like the regular Dems, right? The regular Democratic Party. It's the way out there guys.
Yeah.
The extremists, the AOCs,
well, we gotta
whoever the other ones are.
Protect our interests, and I understand that to a degree, but they're willing to do anything at any cost and be upfront and blatant about it. They're not hiding it. They think that people are too stupid to notice, or too stupid to care, or too stupid to do anything about it, or ill-equipped, right? Because you're going to need F-15s if you think you're going to try to stand up to the government. It's just a ridiculous state. I don't know what else I could say about it.
Well, tell me how you really feel, because that was a really long rant for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, this is getting out of hand. He needs to not run on the next election. And I'm not saying, because I don't like him, I don't like what he's doing, I like his policies, right? Obviously I don't, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying keep whatever sanity you have left and just kind of live out the rest of your days. You're already worth millions, if not billions of dollars.
Yeah, Hunter's already secured that money for you. Go enjoy it.
Yeah.
While you're still not in a cell.
Yeah. Or in an old person's home where it looks like you need to be.
You know how many ice cream cones you could get with that much money?
I don't even want to know.
You could buy the plant that manufactures the cones and gets the milk or the dairy or the soy or whatever that produces the ice cream. And then you could place one like all over the world.
Yeah. And have cheap labor making it for you.
Yeah. Or you could just, kind of inadvertently get your son appointed to the board of Burisma in Ukraine and then money launder that way.
I mean, that's a thought.
Yeah, that one's probably a little quicker. But yeah, man, so that, I had an episode like that today. Just kind of there, but not there. Sometimes I think staring at Excel, you go into a trance. And it's like you said, kind of an out-of-body experience. You don't realize it necessarily, but I was there.
Yeah, well, unfortunately you were, and that is a sad thing to hear, brother man. I am so sorry that happened to you. However, there's nothing I can do about it.
I'm used to it.
Yeah. Just don't get cut again like that, It's terrible.
I'll try to fold the towels right next time. But there's no guarantees that you won't cut me, so don't really know where the motivation is. You. You did what?
How dare you? Where did that come from? I didn't cut you.
Yeah.
Not for folding the towels improperly.
Well, you spanked me for that, but the cut, I mean, that was taking it to another level.
Well, hold the tree branch right or don't,
Yeah. My leather gloves are, they're not velvet on the inside. They're still just leather, but they're red leather. Sometimes they get stained with sweat, other times it's blood. Either way.
I already apologized. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah. It's all good. If I haven't cut you by the time you're dead, at the funeral I'll cut you.
I think you're going to forget in like a year.
I'll probably forget in a few weeks. Remember that time? I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah. One more thing that's kind of come up is, I don't know if you've heard about this, but a couple of episodes back that we had talked about, putting the tinfoil hat on and putting the conspiracy was they're going to have us mask up again and all this stuff. Well,
right.
Yeah, so, something has come across our desk, I don't know if you're reading it now, that Joe Biden is going to go ahead and do more research for a new COVID vaccine. And it says here that he is going to make it mandatory, he's going to make it for all Americans to take it. So I'm kind of putting words here, but I don't think I'm putting that much words into it. But I believe it's going to be mandatory for everyone.
Now, is this like they're going to make it available to everyone like they did before? Oh, go get your free COVID shot. They're free, so you should have no reason to not get one. Or is it going to be, hey, get one or else?
I think it's going to be, this is going to be mandatory for everyone, and if you do not get it, we will now start taking rights away from you as a person. Again, tinfoil hat.
Speaking of tinfoil hat, we have been seeing left and right the push to go towards a digital currency.
Yeah.
How crazy would it be? Now just kind of walk on the ledge with me here. How crazy would it be? We go to a digital currency. You don't take your mandatory vaccine that they know is good for you, even though you may have other beliefs or ideas or whatever. And you don't do what you're told, so they freeze your assets. Or they take them.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly how that could happen.
Interesting.
Very interesting. It's like they're trying to manipulate you to get you to do what they want.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen this coming for some time, and there have been a lot of naysayers out there saying, "Oh, that'll never happen. That'll never happen." Well, it's happening.
Yeah,
it happened the last go round.
It happened the last go round. But even when I come up in conversation, and I'll even do like here's another one, they're gonna make us throw masks on again, and people go, no, they're not gonna do that again because it didn't work last time. Why would they do it again? Because they want to control you.
It's about absolute control.
Yes.
Biden, when he was running, and if I'm not mistaken, shortly after he got into office, he made the statement that I'm not going to make masks mandatory. I believe that people are going to do the right thing, and we're not going to do this. And what happened? Oh, masks were mandatory, left and right.
What really got me, though, was none of this was ever put into policy. It was the press secretary, and I forget her name, and it's probably a good thing that I forgot her name. She would come up and she would say, yeah, the administration is planning on doing this. And whatever this was, the next day, it was the nation just doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it says here in this article, Biden says it's tentatively recommended that everybody get it.
Well, we know what that means.
Yeah, to me, historically speaking, if it's tentatively recommended that everybody get it, just like we said a few moments ago, folks, get it or else. That's how I read that.
Yeah, so don't be surprised if in the next couple weeks, as we can safely predict this, that your job or your boss or your HR department comes up and tells you, you have to get this or we'll have to terminate your employment.
Yeah. And the CDC has come out saying that they're trying to track this new variant. And even though that there is an increase in COVID-19 infections, despite the increase, infections remain far below levels seen during the pandemic. And then we go later on into this article and they talk about, well, even though you may not get this new variant that's coming out, it could be another one because there are several variants out there. Again, to me, that's okay. Well, you need to get vaccinated because if you don't catch this one, you might catch the next one or the next one or the next one. We just don't know how many are out there. Yeah, that is very controlling.
Yeah, so I was watching a guy on YouTube, and I'm not going to disclose his YouTube channel name or anything, but he is a firefighter, and he's asking for the people to wake up and don't let the politicians control you again. Let's not do this again. And he had called out for men, where are you? We need the men in this world. Well, I get what he's saying. I mean, I'm a man.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
I get where he's coming from. However, we have come to the point where we have to have a job in order to pay for things. And unfortunately, there are just a number of men and women out there that cannot just stop what they're doing, not get paid for a while, and express themselves to not get this COVID vaccine. Unfortunately, there's just going to be a number of people who have to get the vaccine because they have to pay bills, they have to feed their family, whether they want to or not.
Yeah, 100% correct on that. It would be nice to have the luxury to go, you know what, I'm going to stick it to the man and I'm going to show them, and I'm just not going to do it. Okay, but then when they do affect your finances and your what's the word I'm looking for? Livability, your livelihood, your family's livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I were a single man, I think I could take that stand and, okay, it might hurt a little bit, but you know what? I'm doing this for a noble cause and hopefully to help, fight for my right to party.
Yes, sir.
As a man with a family and a child, it's kind of a different tune. You're like, oh, holy crap. I'm damned if I do. I'm damned if I don't. I don't want to do this. But they've put me between a rock and a hard place. And they try to claim, they being the government, nobody's forcing you to do this. But we saw back in the 2020, 2021 pandemic timeframe, people were being forced to do it. Because again, it's between your livelihood and supporting your family or just shutting up and coloring. And then what happened? Shortly thereafter, they came back saying, oh, well, this shouldn't have happened. Nobody should have been forced to do it.
Yeah, but
a little late for that.
Yeah, but you were forcing a lot of people to do this.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I understand life is all about choices. However, you apply to a job, you get picked up, you're hired on. They expect you to show up and do your job. And in return, they'll reward you. Here's a paycheck. They're dangling that paycheck in front of you. If you don't go to the job, you don't get your paycheck. And you may not have a job shortly thereafter. So again, it's kind of a forced situation, right? If I want that money, if I want that paycheck, if I want to be able to buy groceries or put gas in my tank or, I don't know, buy things, I have to go to the job, do the thing to get the paycheck.
Yeah, well, it's not just buy the things, it's sustain your life. Keep what you've got.
Yeah.
And keep it going.
Yeah, if I want to be able to turn the lights on, if I want to be able to have AC in this grueling hot summer and not live in a sweatbox, if I want to be able to have running water, if I need internet or whatever, I have to do those things to get that paycheck. It's not well, we hired you, you don't have to do these things, we'll still pay you, but we'd really like you to do these things. No, it doesn't work that way.
No, it sure does not. And it's, again, unfortunate that everyone has to go through this all over again.
I'm all for if they want to make a vaccine and they want to make it available to everyone and you have the choice, hey, the government's made this available, thank you, but I'm going to choose not to get it. Or, yes, thank you, I'm going to choose to get it and get my whole family vaccinated and whatever. That's great. But what we've seen in the past was that stuff was developed rather quickly. You know, everybody's all trust the science. Well, we've seen the science. They've come out where there were issues. Oops, this one's been recalled. This one's not safe anymore here for our people. Okay, how many people already got that vaccine? How many people have passed away coincidentally after getting vaccinated, even though, you know, oh, well, we can't contribute that to the vaccine. Okay, but as soon as someone dies, you can contribute it to COVID, no matter what the circumstance. Like, there's something fishy going on there.
Yeah.
And when you want to say trust the science, it's not trust the science. It's just shut up and trust whatever I tell you, because I am the science.
Yeah.
Don't go do your own research and come up with scientific things, or don't listen to doctors or medical professionals that are talking against this or have alternatives. You need to trust my science.
Yes.
No, I don't agree with that at all.
No.
I think that's what turns a lot of people off.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the statistics show that if you tell a person to do something, they're not going to want to do it. Or if you'd say, hey, don't do this, they're going to go do that.
Yeah, they should lay it out in front of you. Hey, here's an option. Here's the pros. Here's the cons. Here's the medical science. Here's the receipts to prove X, Y, and Z. Okay. I'm a big boy. I'm an adult. I'm an American citizen. I can make my own decision. Not, hey, you will do this.
Or
okay,
else.
like you said. Well, now I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do some digging. Oh, I found out the actual truth about it. Yeah, I really don't want to do it.
Yeah. Yep. It's just going to cause a unnecessary fight.
It's going to cause a greater divide.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're going to see more of the shaming, political shaming. If you don't get it, expect that as well.
Yep. Well, not even just political shaming, but again, dividing. Whether you're on this side of the aisle or that side of the aisle. I know I have family members that when I got COVID were reaching out to me and, oh, I hope everything's okay, but, you should have got vaccinated. Are you going to go get your vaccine now? And da-da-da-da-da. Really?
Yeah. I didn't mean political. I meant societal.
There was in this article a CDC worker who touted the vaccine and, oh, it's this, it's wonderful, it's blah, blah, blah. And he had 4 boosters and everything, and he still caught COVID.
Yeah, but the symptoms probably weren't as bad as they could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Initially the claims were, oh, you get vaccinated, you won't get the vaccine, or you won't get the virus.
Oh, yeah, no, that was 100% what they were saying.
Well, I mean, you might still get the virus, but, it'll be a whole lot less severe. Yeah, and if I get the virus and my body develops those antibodies, I mean, we're a freaking broken record here. We were talking about this a couple years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
And here we are, full freaking circle.
Yeah, hey, this time it didn't take a decade, though.
Yeah, it's frustrating, man.
Yeah, so, all right, well, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you.
Faux show.
Yeah, appreciate you. Thanks for listening. Remember to hit that like, subscribe, 5-star review, share your comments. What do you think about what's going on, and what are your plans? We'd like to know.
Yeah. Are you going to be carrying your vaccination card with you everywhere you go? This just popped in my head. But when you get pulled over, is it going to turn into license and registration or license, registration, and COVID vaccination?
Well,
I need to see all three forms.
If I don't have my COVID shot with me, does that mean I get to keep my windows up?
Ooh, no, because they'll have masks on.
Well, good for them.
Yeah. Yeah,
all right.
You are what's wrong with this country, my friend. And on that note,
as always, we'd like to say thank you for stopping by and listening to the podcast.
Yeah, we realized that you could have been doing anything way more productive, but you chose to waste your time with us.
We look forward to talking about absolutely nothing with you next time.
If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, please email us at
jtandrewshow@gmail.com or visit our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/JTDrewShow.